You want to know how I made this Ankara pant with elastic waistband and rope, then go ahead and watch this video. I'll be using this Ankara fabric for the baggy Ankara pants. To start cutting, you can either fold it like this or you fold it like this. Whatever you choose works. Please know that I'm quite skinny, so I do not want this to be very big on me. So on my waist, I'm going to start taking my measurement. I'll be marking quarter of my hip measurement. I'm going to mark quarter of my hip measurement on my waistline. On my fabric, note that I've also marked half of an inch. The half of an inch is for the joining of my pants to my elastic band. To get my crotch depth, I'm going to divide my hip by 4. My hip divided by 4 is 9 inches. And since the length of my elastic band is going to be 2 inches, I'll start taking my crotch depth length from the 2 inches mark. So my crotch depth is 9 inches, but since this is a baggy pant, I want it to be quite free. So I'm just going to add extra 1 inch to it. So remember, this is a baggy pant, so I'm just going to add extra 2 inches to the waistline. If you want yours to be really big, you can go ahead and add like 4 inches to it. I'm going to measure the same measurement on my crotch line. On the crotch line, I'm going to extend that line by 2 inches. To get it, all you have to do is to divide your hip by 16. So whatever you get, that is how much you're going to extend that line. For me, mine is 2 inches, but yours can be 2.5. On the waistline, I'm going to go in by half of an inch. This is not compulsory, but I just like to have a slant line on my front pants. I'm going to draw a slight curve to meet the other point. After that, I will also measure the length of my pants. I want the length to be about 43 inches. I'm going to mark that. For the hem, what I did was to mark the same measurement on my waistline, which was 11 inches. But I think I should have made it wider than that. So if you want to make yours, you should make yours wider than that if you like. So I mark just 11 inches. Then I connected it to my crotch line. Once I'm done with all of that, I'll go ahead and cut out my Ankara pants. I'll be cutting the back Ankara pants next. So I already placed the front on the back. So I'll be using the front to cut out the back. If you notice, there's an extension by the waistline. I left a small space when I placed the front on the back pattern. If you also notice, when we're cutting the front, we did not add any sewing allowance. So all the sewing allowance will be on the back pattern. I also forgot to mention that the distance between my front waistline and the back waistline is 1.5. If you're on a bigger size, you want to make yours maybe 2.5 or 3 inches if you're on a bigger size. To start taking my measurement on the back Ankara pant, I'm going to extend my measurement by 2 inches, then draw a slant line to meet the front Ankara pant. This is basically for the sewing allowance, for both the front and the back sewing allowance. So the next thing is to connect my back waistline to my front crotch depth. I'm going to extend the crotch line and mark 2 inches on the crotch line too. Then I'm going to connect it with a curve. The next step is to add 2 inches all the way down to the hem. Then we are done with it. After that, I'll be cutting the back Ankara pants. So guys, this is what the front Ankara pant looks like, and this is what the back Ankara pant looks like. I've also cut out my pocket of camera. The measurement is 12 by 12, 12 inches by 12 inches. I went ahead to reshape the pocket because of the kind of pockets I want to cut. So I already overlocked the side of the pocket. The length of the pocket I'll be sewing is 6.5 inches. The next step is to place my pockets on my Ankara pant. I made a mistake when I was drawing the line. I did not draw it on the right side. Also know that you should place your pocket on the right side of the pants, of the Ankara pants. So what you're going to do is to make sure right sides are facing each other. The right side of the pocket is facing the right side of the pant. So that is when you're now going to draw that square or that line. So this is what it looks like once I was done sewing. So I'll go ahead and notch it on both sides of the edge. Once I am done with that, I'm going to flip it to the other side. Then I will also top stitch. I'll be top stitching exactly on the point I sew. So this is what it looks like after I was done stitching. I've gone ahead to iron it out and I've brought out those corners. Please pay close attention at this point. You don't want to make a mistake. So basically, this is how the pocket placement will look like once you are done sewing. But what you want to do is to flip it on the other side, because you are going to sew it on the wrong side. You're going to flip it over, just as you can see me do in the video. Then you're going to sew from that edge to the other edge. Once you are done sewing that, you want to go ahead and trim off the excess fabric. After that, you want to turn it over to the right side and you also top stitch it. Once you're done with that, all you have to do is to stitch down that point to the pocket. Then we are done with our pocket. So this is what the pocket should look like after you're done with it. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to join my front Ankara pants to the back Ankara pants. Basically, I'm going to join everything on my pants, the hem, and I'll be left with just the waistline. So guys, I'm done joining my Ankara pants. The next step is to fix the elastic waistband. To do this, I'm going to measure the waist circumference on my Ankara pants. The measurement of my waist is 44.5 inches. So I'm going to cut out extra fabric that I'll be using for the elastic waistband. This will be about 44.5 inches plus sewing allowance, probably 1 inch sewing allowance or 2 inches sewing allowance. The length of this is 5 inches, but you can make yours 6 inches because we need extra space for the elastic. I've also marked out 2 points where I'll be stitching on the elastic band. So I'll go ahead and stitch it. I'm going to stop at the first point. So there will be an opening on the middle point. Then I'll just stitch the rest. This opening is for the rope. I'll be using a 2 inches elastic, but I have 1 inch elastic with me. So what I'm going to do is to just stitch them together. For this elastic, the elastic will be your exact waist measurement minus 1 or 2 inches. To join your elastic together, you can use a zigzag stitch if you have a machine that does that, or you can just place it on each other and just sew a straight stitch. I use a zigzag stitch for mine, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, the elastic is 2 inches. So I'm already done with the stitching. This is the opening on the front side of the elastic band, and I've already sewed the edge of the elastic band and I left an opening for the passing of the elastic. I'm going to attach a safety pin to the elastic and I'm going to pass it through the opening on the band. Once I'm done passing the elastic, I'm going to stitch it together and I'm also going to close up the opening. The next step is to attach the elastic band to my Ankara pant. To do that, I'm going to make sure the part that has the opening on the elastic band is in front. I'm going to attach that place to the center front of the Ankara pant. This is what it looks like once I was done attaching the elastic band to the Ankara pant. The next step is to stitch the lines, the two lines on the elastic band. To do that, I'm going to make sure I stretch the elastic band, then I'm going to pin it on the side of the Ankara pant. This is basically just to enable the elastic band to be allocated equally. I hope you understand what I mean. So I'm just going to pin it on both sides. I'm going to stretch it again. I'm going to pin it on the other side of the Ankara pant. I'll do the same too on the center back and on the front too. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch it up. I'll be pulling it as I'm sewing it. Just watch the way I'm doing it. Make sure you pull it as you are sewing and also remove the pin. Don't forget to remove the pin. I'll do the same for the other line too. Then once I'm done with that, I'm going to pass my rope through the opening. Then we're basically done with our Ankara pants.